Hello everyone, welcome to my channel KLFS Pro. In previous part we had discussed about arithmetic operators. In this session we are going to talk about bitwise operator,
in which we have bitwise AND, bitwise OR, XOR, negation, left shift and right shift operator. Usually when we do system level programming or we are writing program which are electronics device related program in which we are using logical gates, over there we require these bitwise operators to be used. To see how bitwise operator works, bitwise operators we have seen as AND, OR, XOR, negation or complement, left shift and right shift. So if we want to use these operators, you need to know these logical tables. So here you can see this is logical table for AND operation. So this is logical table for bitwise AND, in which we have seen that if any one of the value is 0, then the answer will be 0, and if both the values are 1, then the result will be 1. So this is logical table we are using for bitwise AND operator. Now if you want to use this operator, imagine that we have a number called as 34. This is its binary representation, and we have number 37. This is binary representation of 37. Now if we write this 34 here and in this row, and if we write 37 in this row, and if we use bitwise AND, then you can see that 0 1 is 0, 1 0 is 0, 0 1 is 0. So wherever 0 is there, we are getting answer 0, and wherever both the values are 1, we are getting answer as 1. So we are getting the result as 0 1 and remaining all are zeros, which is equal to 32 in decimal. Now if we want to convert this binary number into decimal number, then each bit we have to multiply, like this 0 into 2 raised to 0, this 0 into 2 raised to 1, this 0 into 2 raised to 2, this 0 into 2 raised to 3, this 0 into 2 raised to 4, and 1 into 2 raised to 5. So the answer will become 32. So if we use 34 and 37, then we will get answer as 32. So if we write code like this, int a is equal to 34, b is equal to 37, and see out a and b, then we are going to get the output as 32. So if you want to see how it works, we are writing here see out bitwise operators. Here we will write int a is equal to 34, b is equal to 37, and then we will say int c is equal to a and b. So the answer will get stored in C, and then we are writing C out C. I am saving this file by name bitwise demo.cpp. To execute this, first of all we will have to compile it by using G++. And then to see the output, we will have to use a.exe. You can see that we are getting answer as 32 decimal. If you want to see OR operation, then we are going to use this logical table, in which you can see the table for OR. In these logical tables, 0 indicates false and 1 indicates true. So you can see for OR operation, when both are 1, or if any one of them is 1, then the result is 1, otherwise the result is 0. This table we are going to use for calculating OR operation. I am using same values, that is 34 and 37, and this is the binary representation of both these values. If you want to perform OR, you can see that everywhere 1 0 0 1 is there. So anywhere one value is 1, then the answer is 1, and when both the values are 0, then only the answer is 0. So the result for this OR operation will be 1 0 0 1 1 1, which is equivalent to 39 in decimal. So when you are using 34 or 37, then you will get the answer 39. If you want to check this value, so we can add here C is equal to A or B, and then here we can write C out C. I am saving this file. Since we have made changes, I am recompiling it, and now if you see the answer, we are getting answer as 39. So A or B will give the answer as 39. If you want to check XOR operation, then you can use this logical table. In XOR logical table, you can see if both the values are same, then the result is 0, and if these two values are different, then the answer is 1. I am using same values here for XOR operation. So you can see 0 1 is 1, 1 0 is 1, 0 1 is 1, and wherever both are zeros or both are ones, the result will be 0. If we convert this representation into decimal, this is equivalent to 7. So you can say that XOR between 34 and 37 will give you answer as 7. If you want to try this out, here I am adding XOR operator. For simplicity of understanding, I am writing endl also. I am recompiling the code. And now if we execute this file, you can see the answer for XOR is 7. So this is how bitwise operators work. So now let's see a right shift operator. So to check right shift operator, I am using the same number 34, and this is binary representation of 34. You can see I have written binary representation over here. When I am right shifting, every bit will get shifted one location on the right hand side. So 1 will get shifted over here, and 0 will get shifted over here. Since on this side there is nothing, this 0 will be removed. 1 will get shifted into units place, 0 will get shifted into tens place. So if I perform right shift 1, the first right shift, what will happen is 1 will come here, then 0 will come over here, this 0 will come here, this 0 will come here, this 1 will get shifted here, and 0 will get shifted here, and one more 0 will get added at this particular position. Now if you notice, when I am writing it like this, I am reducing the value of 1. So initially I was multiplying this 1 by 2 raised to 5. Now the same 1 is getting shifted here. This 1 will now get multiplied by 2 raised to 4. So here you can see that we are reducing the value of the bit. In this case, the value of this bit was 2 raised to 5. Now it has become 2 raised to 4. So in right shift operation, we are reducing the value of bit. So usually what happens is whatever is the number, that number becomes half in every right shift operation. So you can see if I try to convert this number into binary into decimal number, the answer will become 17, because this is half the number of 34. So if I say 34 divided by 2, I will get 17. Now if I try to do once again right shift, that is 2 times if you right shift, now what will happen is this 1 will go away and this 0 will come here. Then this 0 will get shifted here. Then this 0 will get shifted here. This 1 will get shifted here. And then this 0 will come here. And this 0 will come here. And at this particular position, which is extra position remaining, 0 will get added on the leftmost position. Now if you check, initially the number was 17. If I check the decimal representation of this portion, now initially to this one we were multiplying by 2 raised to 4. Now we have shifted it into this location. So now we are multiplying this number by 2 raised to 3. That is, this is 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2 and 2 raised to 3. So now if you see, 2 raised to 3 means the number is 8. Initially number was 17. So half of the 17 is nothing but 8.5. But since it is decimal number, it is considering the answer will be 8. The fraction part will be ignored. So you must have noticed that whenever I am using right shift operator, in every right shift, since the value of bit is getting decreased, every shift operation will reduce the value of that number to half. And that is why when I am using 37, every time in every shift 34 will become half over here, which is 17. Then again it will become half over here, which is 8. If I try to do once again right shift here, that is right shift 3, then what will happen is this 0 will be removed, this 0 will get shifted here, this 0 will get shifted here, this 1 will get shifted here, this 0 will get shifted over here, and this 0 will get shifted here, and this 0 will get shifted here, and one more 0 will get added at this particular position. So again I am reducing the value of this bit 1 by one more location in another right shift. So now this will become 4. So in every right shift operation, the number usually becomes half the number. And that is why if I say 34 right shift 2, then first of all 34 will become half, that is 17, and in second right shift it will become 8. So answer of 34 right shift 2 will become 8. If you want to check this, then we can write it like this. So here instead of A XOR B, I am modifying it to right shift 2. So if I write A right shift 2, then the result will get stored in C, which is 8. If I save this, if I run this, then you can see that for right shift we are getting answer 8. So if you want to see left shift, we are using 34 number, and this is binary representation of it. So if I am using left shift 1, in left shift operation every bit will get shifted one location on the left hand side. So the leftmost 0 will go away, and this 0 will get shifted one location on the left hand side. This 0 will get shifted one location on the left hand side. This 1 will get shifted one location on the left hand side. So every bit is getting replaced, shifted one location on the left hand side. So you can see here 1 will come here and 0 will come here. So now this is extra location where 0 will get added. Now here if you see, we are using this 1 and we were multiplying this number by 2 raised to 5. But now since it has got shifted here, we will multiply this 1 by 2 raised to 6. So you can notice that in one left shift, since we are shifting the bit one location on the left hand side, we are increasing the value of 1. In second left shift, if you check, then here what will happen again, every bit will get shifted once again on the left hand side. So in the second left shift, the value of this 1 will get increased further. And hence usually whenever we are using left shift operation, the given number gets doubled. So if my current number is 34 and if I use left shift 1, then if you try to convert this number into decimal, you will get double the number of 34, so which is equal to 68. So this is binary representation of 68. If you try to do left shift 2, once again the leftmost 0 will go away, and every bit will get shifted one location on the left hand side. So here every bit will get shifted one location on the left hand side. So here 0 will come, 1 will come here, 0 will come here, 0 will come here, and this is extra location where 0 will get added. So now if you check, this will become double the number of 68, which is equal to 136. And here if I write left shift once again, then this 0 will go away, 1 will come here, 0 will come over here, 0 will come here, 0 will come here, 1 will come here, then 0 will get shifted here, 0 will come here, 0 will come here, and this is extra location where 0 will get added. So this is how left shift operation works, and in every left shift the number gets doubled. Now you will say that now if I do left shift 4, is it going to remove this 1? Now right now if you see, we are using only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 bits. Usually every number is represented in 4 byte. For every integer, the number of locations allocated is 4 bytes, and that is why totally 4 into 8, the length of these bits has to be 4 into 8. So those many zeros are already there on the left hand side. So when I am using left shift 4, before this one some more zeros are already there which I have not shown in this representation. So this one will not go away. Zero, the leftmost zero will go away. So this is how you can use left shift operator. In every left shift, what happens? The number gets doubled. So here if I write the left shift operator like this, if I use A left shift 2, and then if I try to print C, I am saving this program, and if I want to execute it, I will have to give command G++ bitwise demo, and to run it we are running a.exe file, and you can see since I am using left shift 2, I am getting answer 136. So this is how you can use bitwise operators. Here we have seen how to use AND, OR, XOR, right shift and left shift operator, and this is how it works.